Hello and welcome back to another episode of MTD CNC. Today I'm with my buddy Gordon and we are at KCS Advanced Machining Services. KCS Advanced Machining Services is this really cool company, kind of millennial ran with the creativity and the youth that's here, and the amount of growth has been inspiring for myself and for other people out there to see. And you've been a part of that journey, kind of standing a little bit outside, not much, but a little bit outside that millennial area.
A little bit.
But that gives you a really bright perspective about what's going on here that you want to share with the global audience here.
Well, that's right, and I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. We're a millennial-owned shop. I'm the only non-millennial here, and I'm going to come back to why that's, I think, pretty important and pretty interesting in just a second. We're a high-end CNC precision turning and 5-axis machine shop. We do high-end work. We've got a nice niche for ourselves in doing, the difficult, complex sorts of things other shops maybe shy away from or places have difficulty with. We've cut a nice niche for ourselves here. And the interesting part is, from my perspective and what I see, it's largely because we're a millennial-owned shop. Kyle's a millennial. He's excellent. The guys are excellent machinists. We're small. There's only 5 guys. Excellent machinists, but they're millennials. They grew up with software. They're very comfortable with the software. And it's like I like to tell a lot of folks that, hey, you and I can go out and buy a 5-axis machine and be in business tomorrow. We got a 5-axis machine. But it's the programming of these machines. It's the ability to understand how they work, how the programming works, to really make them do the magic that they can do. And it pretty much can be magic. And that's where our shop is, in my opinion, just head and shoulders above a lot because of the ability of the young fellas that are here. They love what they do. They're natural with the software and the programming. We use a higher end programming to do what we do, and the results speak for themselves. I mean, we're a little 5-person shop here tucked away in Livonia, Michigan, and we're making spacesuit hardware that's, for NASA, that's going to end up, we hope, on Mars and the moon. And to me, that says a lot for the capability of the fellas here and also the quality of the work that we do.
Well, it's certainly inspiring, and I like that it's, as you mentioned, a millennial-run shop, which probably adds a bit of outside-of-the-box thinking and easy adaptability to some of the more modern processes. But they obviously brought you in for a reason as well, for your wisdom. What's that combination been like?
Well, for me, it's been real easy. It's just like any other new place. You meet the people and understand what they are, and sure, there's an age difference, and it does come out, I guess, in wisdom. The longer you've been around, the more you understand, the more you see, and the more things you've seen. But these are great young guys. For me personally, it's really rewarding to see young, motivated, smart guys interested in what they're doing, willing to learn, and pushing the boundaries and taking on new things. For me, that's exciting. I like it myself, and so I'm VP of Business Development and Strategy, right? And that's what I'm coming in here to contribute to that. So I look ahead, and now drawing on maybe some years, right? These guys have got the work ethic. Right, and smart. It's a smart-run company. The right decisions are made for the right reasons. And we're here talking about Matsuura, and a word about that. How do we get to Matsuura? Those were some of the things that we spoke about earlier. You did, but it illustrates sort of the approach. We know where we want to go. We've gotten onto some aerospace and defense work, and that's what we want to grow. And so we look ahead and we orient our training toward that. We orient, the direction of the business development toward that, and we orient the machine capability toward that. So we went with Matsuura after developing a hit list of things that are important to us. We'd gone with Matsuura before. We understood how the software and everything works for us. But the most important thing, and I want to say looking forward, 20 years of use of the machine, things like what kind of company is supportive of it. Matsuura has been around for a long time. They make good machines. They work right. They do what they're supposed to do. The software works well together. And they've got the service end tied down. So when we sit back, small company that we are, careful with the money that we've got to spend, we can't afford to make mistakes, buy 10 of something, throw them away, in a few years. We sit in the room and we go through everything, and then we know Matsuura's track record with service and support is the deal breaker, right? Everything else being equal. So going forward, as long as we're smart, a little lucky, and we call things right, and the work ethic that these fellows here have, I think we'll do all right. The business is only going to grow as the technology infuses itself more and more into machining. You know, their skills and the kind of ability they bring to the party with the ever-increasing amounts of technology, like this Zeiss machine here, it's just more and more important. And I think that we've got it in spades, so we should be well positioned, you know, to continue our growth.
You got to embrace the challenge. You know, you got to be willing to put in the time and accept the results and pivot if needed and keep moving forward. I'm actually really fortunate to have a crew of pretty good guys, all young as well, about my age, and all the struggles in the workforce that I hear about, which are definitely true. I'm fortunate, super fortunate that I just, you know, blessed that I don't really have to deal with them. So far, we've had, you know, young guys who show up every day on time. They want to work, you know, they want to learn, they want to be challenged. You know, the big advantage of the millennial-aged workforce is their familiarity with the software, and, you know, the ability to maneuver on a computer and stay organized and you know, communicate and really just you know, pick up the ball with, you know, the Hypermill cam, and you know, they've all hit the ground running on 5-axis machines. You know, since their first day, I've been real fortunate.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, because I think a lot of that goes to your cleverness as well. And you say, I haven't had to deal with, you know, some of that gaps in jobs that a lot of other people are going through, but you've invested in machines for the most part that don't need one person, one machine, one person, one machine. You are able to run multifaceted projects and let the machines run by themselves. So you've kind of invested in the ability to showcase X amount of people at your facility with multiple machines on multiple projects, which allows that reduction to be okay as well.
I like the word force multiplier. You know, we continuously purchased, you know, more machines, more advanced machines, and you know, once you get that first machine running, well, then you can start working on that second machine. You get that second machine running, and then you get that third machine running. Then it became, you know, get the palletized automated machine running. That one runs for more time than the standalone machines. We can then circle back to the standalone machines, keep those running, and that's just been huge to be able to keep the machines running. The guys have all picked that up really well. You know, I take a pretty aggressive approach at getting things done. I'm probably going to seize any opportunity that I can identify, you know, in terms of, you know, moving jobs around to the ideal machine for the job, or you know, processing similar parts through the same operation. Not that that's not groundbreaking, but you know, any opportunity possible, you know, I'm going to try to capitalize. You know, the guys keep up. The Matsuras, the Zeiss, Hypermill, you know, they've all been super beneficial in allowing us to pivot when needed.
Well, something I'd like to convey to our audience as well, Kyle, if it's okay with you, and it's going to allow you to, whether you like it or not, kind of boast about yourself, because I think it's important to recognize. It takes courage to do what you've done. You are a younger guy, a millennial. You've been doing this now at KCS for 11 plus years, right? So you started young, you're still young, you're investing in technology that's not just a pay overnight kind of thing, but you're investing in your future for years and decades to come, right? What was it like to jump into that pool of the unknown and have the courage to invest in yourself like that?
You know, it felt good. That first day on my own was a brand new day, and it was just, you know, getting out of bed and knowing that you're your own man, and all the decisions that I make are my own. It's an interesting feeling, and it's been a journey. It wasn't too bad, you know, cutting the cord and getting out on my own. I think I make pretty sensible decisions. Like I told you earlier, the first year was easy. We had everything taken care of. All the bills were covered. You know, the second year was when things got real, and we actually had to ensure in income. And we've done so really well, and year after year we've grown. We've continued to invest in machines. We're really interested in moving forward with these factory automated CNC machine tools. To continue to strengthen our force multipliers.
And something else I like a lot about you, Kyle, and the way that you conduct yourself. Talking with you, and I want this message to be shared as well, is in our industry, a lot of people hold cards really close to their chest. We keep secrets. We're afraid of showcasing what we do. Somebody might copy us, but you're really, I don't know if free spirit is the right word, but you're open to having a discussion to help somebody else succeed. You'll go into somebody else's buildings where they've given you a call and say, hey, I know you're doing this and so, and you're really successful at it. I've been stuck doing the same thing for 5 or 10 years. Is there anything you can do to help? And instead of shutting them out and not wanting them to succeed and seeing them as a competitor, you see them as a friend and you'll help them grow. And I love that about you.
Yeah, absolutely. Why have enemies when you can have friends? I get approached a lot for advice or what would you do, and or people just not understanding what their problems are. Like, for instance, a typical one or a small one is, people, like we spoke about earlier, people can't find help. Well, people don't want to run old beat up machine tools. That's been a big one. I think that's why we attract, fighter pilot talent, is because, they want to, that pride of ownership in their positions in the company, utilizing modern, top of the line equipment. And back to our competitors, I don't really think that we have any. I mean, there's people in our field who do the same thing that we do. If people want to go out and challenge us and buy 5-axis equipment for themselves, let them have it, and they'll learn what the problems that they face are then, and they'll be coming back, asking my opinion, and we'll be happy to help them. There's a cool maker community out there nowadays. We like to hang out on Instagram, hashtag KCS Advanced Machining Services. And the community there is fantastic. There's a lot of up-and-comers trying to do stuff on their own, buying equipment within reach and putting it in their garage or renting small spaces and embracing the challenge. And I'm always happy to provide any insight that they might find valuable. But we love to see people succeed.
And you mentioned it hasn't been too difficult for you to get people in here because you are, working with the Ferrari-style workforce, right? And I think you use jet pilots as an example, but let's talk about some of that. Obviously, we're standing in front of a Zeiss. Matsuura, you have a man machine with 32 pallets, a whole lot of tools. You started with a Matsuura machine before that, and you have a lot of 5-axis Hercos out there, along with investing in your software like a Hypermill, which we all know to be a great piece of software, and an ERP system to make sure you're running everything correctly, along with everything else you have going on, right? So this is top-notch equipment for top-notch people to create, I'm going to say it again, top-notch success.
Top-notch parts.
Top-notch parts, yeah.
Yeah, we've invested in some of the best technologies available, we feel. We have our Matsuura machine tools. We have our RealTrack ERP, track jobs to estimate track jobs through the process. All the guys are very fluent in the software. We all log in and out of our operations. The key is we want the ability to track every last detail of these orders. We want to continue to pursue extremely complicated part geometries with high accuracies.
Well, Kyle, I hear that you're making products that are going to go into space, the moon, possibly Mars as well. Are you a freaking Jedi?
No Jedi, just a machinist. We're currently working on the NASA Artemis spacesuit program. We're supplying hardware for the new suit. Our focus here in terms of quality management is to get to the level we need to get parts on the moon.
That is absolutely incredible. I'm truly fascinated by what you guys are doing here. I really appreciate you allowing MTD to come in and share this story. So for all the people who have now been instantly attracted to what you guys are doing here through your machinery, through your quality, through the partnerships that you already have sending stuff into space, where can they find you?
Please visit KCS AMS. We're excited to work with you.
Awesome. Well, Kyle, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you for having MTD in, and I wish you all the success, my friend.
Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate everything.
Absolutely.